Hello and welcome to oldschoolmtg. My name is Vyacheslav and today I'll try to give some recommendations to people who want to play old school Magic but don't start because high price of the cards and not big amount of players near. The first I tell you about my experience. I play old school Magic 5 years. 5 years ago I buy my first card specially for old school Magic. It was Maze of Is. I still used my old school decks. And at the start, it was no old school community in my city. So I built two animate starter decks for me and my wife to play on kitchen. First one is mono black. It's like mono black deck but with 40 cards. And second one is mono white. Maybe it's not best decks for duel, you know, black knight, white knight, but it was fun. We played at regular and like format, so build more, regular decks. Build full mono black and mono white, then use extra colors, green, red, to mix decks. And currently I have complex but budget collection. I have not power, have not dual lands, but this video about budget old school Magic, so it's not important. Now go to recommendations. At the first, if you want to play old school Magic, you need to check your local community. In many cities, it's a local community of players that play old school. You can know about format that play it near you, because old school have a lot of sub-formats. And also you can just communicate with people, talk about old school, and understand do you like it or not. If you don't have local community, you still can play online, because for any format of old school, any sub-format, you can find at least one event each month. And also you can find opponents online in old school groups or Discord channels. And even if you don't want to play online and don't have local community, you still can play old school Magic, because you can just take your friend and build two decks, one for you and one for your opponent. Maybe you even create your own old school community in your city, by this way. Next step is a build deck, As I say, I built some starter decks at the start. It's fine to play first games, but if you have only your starter 40 cards deck, it's hard to find opponent, because nobody play your kitchen format. At the same time, 3 years ago, Northern Paladins create Revised 40. It's a format that contains two 40 cards decks. Here we have limitations. You can use only cards from Revised, original English Revised, or Euro Revised sets with black and white borders, and I think even summer. The format have some restricted list, cards with anti is banned, and also restriction is about number of some cards. Common cards you can use in different amount. You can put into deck 10 commons like Lanomarine. But if you use rares, you can put only 3 copies of one rare and only 5 rares in the deck. If you use uncommons, it's only 10 uncommons in the deck, and again only 3 copies of each. Also, Kirdape and Lightning Bolt, it's commons in Revised, but in Revised 40 it's counted as uncommons, because if you put into your deck 10 Lightning Bolts, it was too much powerful. Same to Kirdape. In this format you can build some simple versions of a lot of popular old school decks, and even more. I show you decks for 5 popular archetypes. It's popular to different old school formats. It's mono black, black and red Disco Troll, blue and red Counterburn, white and green Ernam Geddon, and red and green Ernam Burnen. The real Ernam Burnen not very popular, but Quicksilver popular. It's deck that I think it's Ernam Burnen with blue, with Serendipity Freeze and Psionic Blasts, and power of course. So Ernam Burnen, it's like budget version of Quicksilver. So let's look at the decks. First one is Mono Black. Here you can see 2 Royal Assassins, Mind Twist and Disc like rares, Demonic Tutor, Soul Ring, Black Knights, Hippies and Singing Vampires like uncommons, and Drain Life, Dark Ritual and Paralyze. And Swamps. All these cards can be used in Revised 40, because it's deck for Revised 40, and also it will be used in full old school deck for format with 60 cards in deck, if you want to build it too. As you can see in picture, not all cards in this picture from Revised, because I have not revised card myself, but I still want to show you decks. Second deck, it's a disc troll. You can see here such trolls and discs, it's rare cards. Again, Demonic Tutor, Bolt, Hypnotic Spectres and Given Pilot Soul Ring, it's in commons. And commons, Dark Ritual to play your big guys and disc fast, Fireball and Stone Rain. Maybe it's better in this deck to use not Hypnotic Spectre, 3 copies, but 3 copies of Wooden Troll, else 1 creature with Regenerate. Next one deck is a Green and White Ernamgeddon. Sadly, in Revised, we have not Ernamgene, yeah? So it's like Serrageddon. The deck contains Armageddon, Savannah Alliance, cards that will be used in Ernamgeddon if you build it not for Revised 40. And good fight removal, Ser Angels, Black Wise to deal damage to the opponent when he sees it without lands and can't play spells. And some ramp and big creatures. Next deck is a Counter Burn. As you can understand from the name, it contains counter spells and lightning bolts, and more burn spells like Firebolt and Disintegrates, and of course Saving Deep Ifrit, and Earthquake to kill non-flying creatures. This deck don't contains non-flying creatures, they're well flying too. All this deck costs right now something like 50 euros, 50-60 euros, but last one will be very interesting. It's Red and Green Burn, and it costs, I check it, 25 euros. So this deck's cheaper than Pauper format in Magic. As you can see, Red and Green deck contains Red and Green spells, aggressive creatures, Kirdape and Grizzly Bear. And 2 copies of Shivan Dragon. Sadly I have not Shivan Dragons and I photoshopped. Also you can use in this deck more rares. It can be Elvish Archers instead of Grizzly Bears, or you can put into the deck Dual Lands, but it will cost not 25 euros of course after it. As I say, Revised 40 is not a starter set, it's full format, many players play it, you can take its little cheap deck with you anywhere. I like it. And after it, or instead of it, if you want to play with 60 cards decks and with sideboard, you can choose different budget options too. At the first, it's 10 points old school. It's balanced old school Magic that have points restriction for cards. You can use all your power 9 or all your Mishra's Factories. No, you can use Mishra's Factories in Hymns, but it's cost a lot of points. So in this format, effective cards very balanced, and many of point cards not expensive. So, and can stay against recall, you know. Also you can use proxies. Not every old school community have proxies as legal cards, and in big events I think it's no one big event with proxies, but many local communities use proxy cards for regulars, and of course you can play with proxy with friends. In Finland old school community, proxy is legal. I don't think that many people use it, but it's legal. And also it's a lot of little community who use it. And the last variant you can play like me. I don't use proxies and still have fun, yeah. I have not power 9, have not duels, but I win sometimes, and I just like to play old school, yeah. It's fine. Next step, it's upgrade your deck with power 9, but this video about budget old school playing, so I will not tell about this. I don't know will it be helpful or not, but maybe somebody will start from these points to play old school Magic. If you look at this video and build your first deck after this, please leave a comment. I will be very happy. And so if you like this video, leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye!